We've done a number of things, and it's kind of shifted with the time. So obviously we started off doing all club video work while we were at university in Southampton, and we did all the sort of the major clubs. At the time it was sort of Oceana, Orange Rooms, Pop World, Tokyo, all of that, sort of all the major clubs. We sort of did all of that stuff, and then we started partnering up with the festivals that sort of were in and around the area and did that stuff. And that's why we were still at university, which sort of gave us a good name within the area. And then from there, in our final year, through Solent Creatives, we got given a few corporate jobs, which sort of introduced us to the world of business and sort of how to conversate and manage deals in that sort of way. And we got businesses such as sort of like Hillier Gardens, B&Q as main ones, which we got like yearly contracts with. So we really went away from university, sort of got given sort of a start-up business clientele really through Solent Creatives. And then from there, as soon as we had a B&Q, and we were only meant to do a one-off video for B&Q, but they gave us a year contract, and we went on to do 2 years worth of work with them, which really gave us a good stead to move on. And off the back of that, we got TK Maxx. We've done BMW on the corporate sector. But myself, I'm a director and a producer. I mainly do sort of music videos. So obviously coming from the club background, sort of from now, we're looking at like 8 years since we started the business, 6 years since we've left university. I now work with sort of Virgin EMI, Atlantic Records, Sony, Island Records, just to name a few, and doing music videos along those sort of way. It started off with 2 of us, and then as we were at Solent, there was 3 of us, and then further down the line, about 3 years into it, it just went down to myself. But obviously we have sort of employees now who are part of the team. So to be honest, yeah, it was sort of university, coming towards the end of university and having sort of Solent Creatives itself sort of giving us the business knowledge. So I believe at the time it gave us a sort of diploma, a first level diploma into business. Solent Creatives gave that to us, and not all of us within the company at the time had to do it. So there was 3 of us. And I believe I took the helm of it, where I went on and studied the business side of the business a lot more with Solent Creatives and got the understanding of that. Alongside that, obviously, we got the full funding, what we pitched for, to give our business a full sort of head start, which helped us to get sort of equipment, business insurance, business banking, funded us to sort of go and travel to all of our sort of clientele we had lined up, which majority of it was in London at the current time, and all of us lived in Southampton when we came to an end of university. So it gave us that real big jump on support that we needed, which we wouldn't necessarily be able to do without that, because all of us would still have to be working part-time jobs still, and working around the schedules around that sort of thing. 100%. I think if everybody sort of looks back at sort of what they've done, there's decisions you've made, and there's things that you haven't necessarily given the full thought through. But for me, it was paying attention to the finer details within business. We were very fortunate that we jumped up a level very, very quickly. And unfortunately for us, that was a bad thing, because we were running before we could even walk as a business. So sort of we left Solent with a fantastic contract out of B&Q, with doing sort of a comic relief segment for the BBC, for TK Maxx, doing all this crazy creative stuff that we dreamt of doing and thought we could never do. However, we took for granted having an infrastructure within the business, which was the downfall internally for our business. And the partnership that was created, me and my business partner started the business in 2011. That partnership ceased in 2016 because we didn't have the infrastructure in place, and we didn't take the time and the care and consideration to nurture and grow the business internally, as well as we were doing creatively as creatives. It's a very tough period for everybody, even tough for people like myself, who have been in this sort of industry now fully without a part-time job for 7 years. So it's been tough. There's been many hurdles over the years, but this is definitely a tough one. But there's so many agencies, there's so many jobs that still need to get done. And if you do have skills as being editing in that long, there is a lot of work out there. Now's the time to sort of, I would say, for people to research and understand the industry and understand where you want to be within the industry, and try and make those connections with people at agencies, with clientele, and build that relationship, because a lot of the work and the video work and all of that is, as well as skill being a very good part of it, it's all down to connection and that personal interaction with clientele. And that's how a lot of work is won, and a lot of it is continued, and building that relationship with people is next to none. And word of mouth is the strongest form of marketing there is out there. We've worked with Solent Creatives twice. We did 2 projects with them, which was B&Q and Hillier Gardens back in 2014, and that was through Nikki. Because we came from a whole different side. We were doing sort of the entertainment side of sort of festival work and nightclub work of video, which is what for us at the time was fantastic. We were young, and that was sort of what we were into and what we wanted to do. But that work comes and goes with the seasons, as in Solent Creatives gave us the opportunity to actually understand businesses and get a foot in the door on the corporate world, which helped you understand sort of the infrastructure, what's needed to gain and maintain clients. At the moment, we're working with Virgin EMI on 2 music videos. We're working with Island Records on 1 music video. We are doing a talk show with Sky Sports on, it's a football talk show, which is fantastic at the moment because it's obviously football has been postponed and the sort of sports industry. So that is sort of a bi-weekly thing that happens. And then just your standard day-to-day corporate odd jobs here and there, viral content that is for online platforms.